8.5 magnitude of earthquake is going to happen in Himalayas, warning by scientists of an impending high magnitude earthquake in the Himalayas. I got further credence from yet another study by Indian researchers. The new study, led by seismologists, says the enormous stacking up of strain in the region portends at least one earthquake of magnitude 8.5 or more in one of the overlapping segments of the central Himalayas anytime in the future. According to the study, the researchers critically evaluated existing databases, which falls within the Indian border, to determine the timing of the last faulting event on the frontal thrust of the central Himalayas. The researchers followed the local geology and structural map published by the Geological Survey of India, besides using Google Earth and imagery from Indian Space Agency ISRO's Cartosat-1 satellite. The analysis, the researchers say, compels us to conclude that a great earthquake of magnitude 8.5 more that occurred between 13151440 has upswept a stretch of about 600 km, the length of central seismic gap from Bhatpur to beyond Mohanakola in the central Himalayas, with an average slope or displacement of 15 meters. The present study underlines the fact after this massive earthquake, the frontal thrust in the central Himalayas, covering parts of India and eastern Nepal, has remained seismically quiet 600 to 700 years, implying enormous build-up of strain in the region. An earthquake of magnitude 8.5 more is overdue in the part of the Himalayas, given the long elapsed time. Considering this potentially high seismic risk, this will be particularly catastrophic for a region marked by an ever-growing population and unhindered expansion of the build-up environment, to be contrasted with poor preparedness to meet this contingency. U.S. geophysicist at the University of Colorado, whose years of work lie the basis for the current knowledge about earthquakes in the Himalayan region, fully supports the Indian researchers' finding. They are undeniably correct in concluding that should an earthquake occur now, Earth's magnitude could equal 8.5. The Great Himalayan Earthquake yet to arrive. It has been hypothesized for long that a large earthquake called the Great Himalayan Earthquake can strike any time, but its time and place can't be predicted. Nepal is one of the most geologically vulnerable areas. It lies where the Indian tectonic plate moves under the Eurasian plate. Due to this shift in tectonic plate, stresses build up and earthquakes occur often to release this stress. Nepal has a long history of earthquakes, and during the ones in 1255, 1344, 1833, 1866 and 1934, large parts of the country were destroyed. Decades of research has gone into understanding these earthquakes. It has been hypothesized for long that a large earthquake called the Great Himalayan Earthquake can strike any time, but its time and place cannot be predicted. In many locations in the Himalayan belt, there is enough energy stored currently to lead the one is going to happen. At a magnitude of 7.9 on the Richter scale, the April 25 earthquake has caused devastation, but it is not the anticipated Great Himalayan earthquake. This does not qualify as a great earthquake. It needs to be a magnitude of 8, says Roger Bullman, a geologist with the University of Colorado Boulder, who studies the seismic of the Himalayan areas. The earthquake is in the region that is being compressed by 18 millimeter each year. He says the amount today's earthquake slip would have been exactly right to realize all this accumulated stress. He adds his team has identified some areas where the Great Himalayan earthquake is anticipated. The question mark shows the area where an earthquake is potentially possible, but the magnitude is not known. This Nepal earthquake has come not as a surprise. We expected an earthquake of high magnitude in the region between Kathmandu and Pokhara, says Paul Tupanier of Nanyang Technology University Earth Observatory of Singapore, who also studies earthquake in the area. Tupanier's earlier work showed that the quakes in 1255 and 1934 were ground-breaking quakes, or when ruptures develop when the Earth's crust and the pent-up energy in the Earth is released. As the areas west or east of the 1934 Nepal ground ruptured do not have records of earthquakes, they are at a greater risk of major earthquake, despite the fact that this is not the Great Himalayan earthquake. Devastation has been enormous. One of the reasons for the devastation is the poor quality architecture and material used in Nepal. Though there are rules about building an earthquake-prone area, nobody follows them, says Tupanier, as it is impossible to predict when and where the Great Himalayan earthquake is going to hit. It is important to strengthen school, hospitals and fire stations and develop emergency response plans. Such measures have been underway in Kathmandu for the past 2 decades, and we shall soon learn how effective such measures have been, says Billman. Earthquake source characters along the article is of Himalayan belt.
Tell your heart to beat again. Close your eyes and breathe it in. Let the shadows fall away. Step into the light of grace.